Welcome back, citizens, to another video. This one is looking at some of the ships that were available during the last free fly during the ship showdown. The different ships that were available, I thought I would take a look at all of the ones that made the finals and give them my thoughts and kind of try them out. And it's been a while since I've put out any of those videos, so I'm going to go through them, working my way up into the final two, the winning ships. So right now we are checking out the Argo Raft. The Argo Raft is a ship that hasn't been out very long. It was made available fairly recently, both announced for sale and to fly in game. And it is a cool looking ship that has kind of been really not utilized, but I think will be utilized more during the cargo refractor. But looking at it, I really love the look of this ship. I know sometimes I like the sleeker look of a Crusader ship or the beauty of the Origin ships, but the Argo ships, especially something like this, even some of the Drake ships, I do like the more military look or the more utilitarian look. So this one here is definitely looking like something out of something like a construction site. I'm just doing a little bit of kind of just panning across some of the areas here, but see these bars here at the front of the landing area just to kind of protect you if you're landing in a rougher area. You can see there's an airlock up there in the corner. That's going to come into play a little bit further on because, like any ships, this ship is both awesome and at the same time has some issues that need work. Something that really I'm looking at all these ships to see, did I think they were good or deserving, I should say, of best in show. Look at the little clamps that hold these cargo pods on here. So I'm guessing with cargo refractor, you can get the small boxes you can carry by hand, the larger 1SU boxes that you're going to need a tractor beam to operate, and then those super big pods that you might need a really massive tractor beam in order to manipulate and get onto your ship. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to go into the ship here. We're going to call the elevator. Now, if you saw my very first time ever flying the raft, the elevator came into effect because I landed it without the landing gear down and then elevated myself right into the geometry of the planet. So something you have to watch out for. Now you could go to different floors, the upper floor there or this lower floor here, but I thought let's start out with this lower floor. We're going to check it out. We're going to go in there. So the elevators open nicely into this little airlock room here. We have the main cockpit there, and then we can look straight ahead to the airlock. That's that round airlock that you saw the docking collar on it. That's just to the right of the cockpit when you're looking at it from the exterior, so there it is there. I do like the animation. We're going to open this here. Check out this animation. It kind of rotates and then slides open into the walls and the ceiling. That is cool. I really like how that looks. I thought that was really cool. A little bit different than any of the other airlocks in the ship, and I do really enjoy it. So kind of a cool sound as well. So let's kind of watch that again. I really liked it, so I thought, oh, I'm going to check this out again. Having a little issue getting it to activate, but let's try again. Come on. There we go. Rotates. I also like the little window in there. You can still kind of see out, look out to see if there's another ship there docking with you if you're waiting to get onto another ship. I'm assuming another ship should be able to dock into that, although it is very close and tucked into the side of the ship. So we're going to head up here now to like the living quarter. Now this, I was really impressed with the design when I first saw it. This is, so you can see the cargo that's currently in those clamps. When you don't have any cargo in those clamps, I guess you have a much better view. Screens here might have a better use sometime in the future. Now, currently the view is kind of lacking out of that window, but if you're just there to watch your cargo or see things getting loaded, it's pretty good. But check out this little kitchen. Got the Argo branding on there. It's got, I'm guessing, a little trash compactor built into there. I love the little vacuum area you see in the back there. It kind of reminds me if you have ever used one of those tables for cleaning fish, you can just slide all the guts and they suck in and grind them up. Really cool. I will get back to this area later. You'll find out more about that. We're going to go check out now the cockpit here. 2 seats, pilot and co-pilot. Instinctively, I feel pilots on the left, co-pilots on the right. Not a big space, but kind of a useful space. Then we have a little elevator activation here to open the door. Nice animation. And then our first major issue. First major issue, the elevator was not working. And I don't know if this is a problem only I had or if other people had this, but I had this repeatedly with the raft where the elevator only worked getting me into the ship. It was not working to allow me to exit the ship. So really, really annoying. This was definitely one of the biggest bugs I found with the Argo. And not only that, but it's something that's going to affect, I think, the ship as far as whether or not it can make it to Best in Show. So there we go. I could walk through the door in one direction, but not the other. But I can open it again. So I thought, well, let's try this again. Still no. Still not working. So I can't get up there using the elevator. It is broken. So the doors close again. And I can walk right through the doors. So I'm not stuck inside the elevator, but the elevator was not functional. So now I'm thinking maybe I can sit down, try powering on the ship, see if that makes any difference. I do like the screens. We have the MFDs, including that smaller one that's the buttons for the power, the shields, all those different warnings, those lights on there. That's kind of a cool little thing. Very good visibility, but look out the side of the ship here. Look at this. What a cool ship. It's got the turret on the top. It's got the really solid industrial feel at the front. All the exposed pipes and everything at the back. And I'm assuming eventually the ability to operate the clamps to pick up and lower things. So kind of a cool ship. I do like how the thrust pods go back and forwards independent of the landing gear. However, that did lead to me landing the ship in this position here because I thought that the landing gear were down, but it was just the vertical thrusters using the VTOL. But I love the thrusters. I love the look. The color of the jets are pretty cool, but that is the VTOL mode there. Really nice. I love the look of the ship. If anything, I think this is one of the more cool designs of some of the more recent ships that have been put out. I do love the Spirit, which has been announced with CitizenCon, but the Spirit is a cool looking spaceship, but it's not a cool looking ship, and this is a cool looking ship. It's got just the design of something that's designed to operate and do a job in space. So I think this is great. I also think it's going to be cool when you start picking up and moving cargo. You can have the different colored cargo pods on the ship. It's going to be really neat. So really interested to see how useful of a ship this raft is going to be. So this is not one that I own. This is the one that was the free fly version. Hopefully some things have been fixed. Hopefully some things have been addressed. But what a great looking ship. What a great looking image there. Even when the light wasn't quite right on it, now we're looking at it. You can see some more maneuvering thrusters on the top. The engine pods there, hit K, and you got them pointing straight ahead, pointing down, so you can lift heavier weights, or you can accelerate a bit quicker. So a pretty cool look for this ship. Back in there, we're going to go kind of just enjoy the view. Where are we going? We're looking at our current fuel. Current fuel getting from Hurston to Microtech. We're looking at 251-ish fuel out of almost 28,000, 27,585 fuel. A very, very small amount. This ship can haul a long distance. So this is going to be a great ship for moving cargo a huge distance without having to refuel. You can do quite a big jump in a ship like this. When we're looking at bigger systems, when Pyro comes into effect, and Pyro is a much bigger system, this is going to be a really popular ship to go out of your way and make some of those longer runs. So we're going to head towards HDSF Miller End, and we're going to see what it's like. Take a bit of a jump here. Beautiful animation. Oh, I love the way the sparkles, the technical term, the sparkles move across the surface. What a cool looking ship. This is really awesome. I do like this ship. I do think this ship is going to be one that will be really a pride for someone to fly around. It's not a big ship, but it is one, like I said, really well designed. The interior I actually really like. It's probably one of my favorite interiors as far as like a more industrial ship. Small, but really utilitarian. Kind of like how I feel about the Nomad. It is a beautiful interior. There's not a lot there, but what's there is really cool. And we haven't even gotten to the full interior of the ship. We will get there eventually. So what I'm doing is I figure by flying around, by going through a bit of a warp, maybe it might reset things. Maybe the elevator will start working when I get down to the surface. So we're just going to fly down to the surface, and once we land, we're going to check out the ship. We're going to land it, and we're going to see if we can exit through the elevator. So halfway to Millerend, I realized that that is a security post. We don't want to head there, so we're going to actually readjust and find a new place. Now you can see it's kind of a heavy ship, not really quick to respond left or right, but we're going to head towards a HGMS location, trying to find one to go to. HGMS Stanhope, that's where we're going to go. So heading that way, we're going to take the jump and head down to the surface. Now one thing about this ship is in Atmo, the top speed seems to be around 200 meters a second. Not fast, and it doesn't handle super well, but overall, you can't really complain about the handling. It does, in my opinion, handle better than, say, a Freelancer Max. I do like the handling of the ship. It's not great, but it's not designed to be a racer or a fighter. This is a cargo hauler. So we're heading down to HGMS Stanhope, and once we're there, we're going to take a landing and check out the ship there. Coming down into HGMS Stanhope now, my main reason for doing this was thinking that if I do a bit of a jump down to a surface and do a landing there, not only can I check it out on planet surface and see how it handles in Atmo, but hoping that by using the quantum drive and doing a jump that it might reset things. Maybe the elevator will start working. So that was my plan. So we're coming into Stanhope now. We can see a couple of landing pads here, so we're just going to come down and give those a try. Now the landing gear is currently not down, the VTOL is not down, but if you look around, we have quite a good view out of the cockpit. So it's actually quite a good cockpit for flight and seeing what you're doing. We see we're going to put the landing gear down there, but we haven't put it in VTOL, and the VTOL is not attached to the landing gear, which I think is kind of a cool feature of this ship. But maybe I should have had VTOL on, because that was a little bit of a light touch to the ground. I will say part of that is the fact that I'm flying on this, trying to get some nice beauty shots and not really watching what I'm doing. But, you know, we're okay. No damage done. We're going to go here. We're going to land on this landing pad. Really close call there, but really, I mean, I've had much closer. Anyone who watches this channel will have seen me hit maybe a little bit harder than that many times before. So here we are, landing down, and beautiful, like an expert pilot. Nothing to worry about. I do love the landing gear animations where they kind of just collect themselves on the ground. It's kind of cool. Nice, cool shot of the ship here. A really big ship. If you consider the size of the cockpit where I'm in, there's quite a bit of space on this ship here. So we're going to get out here. We're going to go check out this ship. Now this, again, checking out how much space we have. I do wish you had maybe a little more view down. You can see a bit through that grate, but it's not the best. But really, you can't complain. I mean, if you're comparing this to something like a Freelancer Max, there is no comparison. All these little activation points here, the MFDs, pretty cool. When this becomes something that's really physicalized for me, which will be in VR, I'm going to really love ships where you can control a lot of the controls just by pressing buttons in the cockpit. Really learning how to fly a ship like a ship, and I think that's going to be what makes this game incredibly immersive, if you can just sit there and control the ship with all the buttons. I'm really looking forward to all those buttons really doing something on ships like the Nomad. What a great panel design that has, or something like the Star Runner. So checking everything out here, engines off, power off. We have the shields. I'm sure there's going to be more controls available for the tractor beam. I think this ship has a tractor beam. Does it? No, I'm not quite sure. I should really make notes before I start doing this. Looking at the seat there. We could go into the co-pilot seat. Basically the same. It's just lacking the little indicator that's beside the lower screen there. Remote turret. Power on. You can change the power of the ship. Let's try the remote turret. Whoa. Very fast. Maybe I want to adjust that. Okay coverage, especially if you're on the ground. If you're on the ground and someone's approaching with a vehicle and they don't get too close, you could do some shots at them, or if someone's coming from the space. But if someone's below you, you really hope that your pilot is going to be able to roll and point you in that direction. But it is quite a fast turret. I do like that it gets quite close to the ship itself, so that you're able to cover quite a bit of defensible area around your ship. So, go through here. We're going to give this elevator another try and head outside and take a look at the ship. And once again, elevator not working. So then we're going to exit through the airlock. Now this is a bit of a drop. Maybe not the best for the old knees. Gonna have to do a superhero landing. Here it comes. Nailed it. And now I'm hoping the elevator works from out here. And it does. At least as far as dropping it back down. So if you're stuck in your raft, you can exit through the airlock, and then you can use this. Oh, something weird happened there. But the elevator's working again. We're going to go to the top deck. We're going to check that out now. Now I could have done this earlier, and I'll show you how. I'll show you how you can get to the top deck if the elevator is broken. So out here, we got kind of an engineering area. We got some of the different components here. This is where you're going to be doing a lot of repair work, or maybe swapping out components. Kind of a cool area here. Coming through here, more components here on either side. Look like coolers, is that what that said? We have shield generation, power plants, another cooler there, another shield generators. And then we have this stairwell, which will bring us down. So that is how we get to the kitchen area. We'll check that in a second, because here is the tractor beam. I figure there's a tractor beam. Or not tractor beam, but maybe controlling those arms. Use support station. Really nothing to do. It allows you to climb in there, but currently there's no way to really use the support station. So I don't know what this animation is going to look like. I don't know how easy this is going to be to load and unload those cargo containers. But eventually, this is going to be how you do it. As up here, you have a good view of the cargo area, and you'll be able to grab containers and load them or unload them to certain areas. I don't know exactly how that is going to be done, but that is where you're going to do it. So we're going to go down this staircase here. Oh, maybe not. Where am I going? Maybe I'm going to go check the elevator. Maybe that was my plan, is I want to see if the elevator works. I can call it. And not working. So that was also not working. So we're going to ignore the elevator, broken elevator. Instead, we're going to take this stairwell. So this stairwell here will bring us right down to that kitchen area. And I say stairwell, ladder well? Ladder well. Ladder well? Is that a word? It's a word. We got some weapon storage, and we have some suit storage here. So there's suit storage, and then weapon storage on the other side. Weapon storage right there. And then we have a little water closet. Working mirrors, eventually. Be able to check out your nice helmets in there. If you've gotten a Vandal mask. Empty string. Another issue is that they haven't quite named all the buttons. So empty string is another thing I found on a couple ships where they haven't quite finished the work that needs to be done. So that should say something else. Should say something like toilet, or at least something. Even that sink didn't say anything. Oh, there you go. Empty string. Should say close or open, but instead it just says empty string. So you can tell the work on the ship is not nearly done. Now, ooh, there's a puddle on the floor. I didn't notice that before. That's kind of cool. So the interior of the ship, that's what it looks like. Not bad. Again, trapped on the ship. So when I decide to leave, I'm going to have to leave by jumping out of the airlock. And so that's what I think I'm going to do now, is just jump outside and potentially do some trading. So once again, we're going to head outside of this airlock, since the elevator is not allowing us to do anything. What a cool animation. Oh, love it still. So here we are, outside of the ship. Can't get back in through the airlock, at least not on a planet. In space, absolutely. So we're going to head over to the storage area. Mining control. What am I doing in mining control? Why did I come to mining control? So while we're here, may as well do a little bit of light thievery of some items. You got some medical attachments, some clothing, a little bit of cruise to eat, a little bit of snacks. What else are we going to grab? Helmet and pants. Not a helmet, what are they called? Like the ready up sort of helmet. Oh, a red crate. What's in here? No masks. This is pre-Halloween masks. But we got like a Novikov helmet. Got some undersuits. Yeah, this is alright. Free gear is always good. And we're going to do a little bit of trading at the shipping console. So we're going to buy. We're going to select location, and we're going to select the Argo Raft. And you can see here, 96 SU of cargo. Nothing to sneeze at. Not much to buy here. Aluminum and waste. So we're going to buy the aluminum. All the aluminum. It's only 10,561 UEC. Not bad at all. This is not something that I would really buy. Aluminum is not something to really make money on unless you're buying and filling up something like one of the larger hull series ships. You're making money through volume as opposed to value. If you're looking to make money, you could probably fill up a Laranite fairly quickly. It wouldn't take too long at one of the locations waiting for the stockpile to come back, to build up again. I think overall it'd be pretty good. So I'm going to do a little bit more of the light thievery. Just kind of, you know, looting the loot boxes. I'm sure this stuff belonged to some poor sap working here. One day there maybe be NPCs at these locations, and maybe then you're going to have to loot when you're not being seen. Ooh, another red box. What do we got here? Some arms, a cool looking undersuit, a couple helmets. I'll take it. So I'm just going to do this, and then we're going to head back into the ship with our goods, and we're going to leave. Back in the raft, we are going to head on out. Now, one thing I wasn't thinking about was that I just looted this location. Oh, that's cool. You can see the door closed behind me there. I like that. I just looted the location, but I didn't take anything that I looted and put it here to check out the internal storage of the ship. But currently, you just transfer things over from local to ship and then local somewhere else. But look at this. The VTOL, what a speedy takeoff without really having to point yourself up into the air. So a cool design, almost like one of those like old, was it the Chinook helicopters? Is that what they were? With like the middle section kind of missing, you could kind of lift things straight out. So pretty cool. Already way up in the air. One thing I like about Hurston is that currently you can see how high up you are. Unlike the moons, where gravity on the altimeter is kind of a crapshoot, we're going to see how high I can get using the boost. So we're going to scroll up all the way. We are accelerating to see how quickly we can get to max. We're already at almost 2,000. There we are, 2,000 right now. Got to get to 9,000 and a little bit just to get into space. So I have the jump drive on so you can see it right when we get to space. This is showing you how long it takes to get all the way. What a cool looking ship here. I like it. Landing gear's still down though. I haven't decided to put it up for some reason. There we go. There we go. Check that beauty out. What a ship. It's not my favorite ship. I wouldn't want to really own one because Hauling, I haven't really decided if I want to do that yet, and it was a fairly expensive ship, but an in-game ship, one that I will buy in game, 100%, I'm going to get myself a raft. I'm going to get myself a raft in game and use it. It's going to be super fun, especially once that control station, there we are in space now, that control station that allows you to pick up and lower the containers, once that is working, this is going to be a cool ship. Head back to Everest Harbor. Looks like we're going to have to make a couple jumps. So I'm going to aim towards, once we find it, heading the wrong way. You can see, still a little bit sluggish to rotate, to control. You have to kind of plan ahead. Spool up relatively quick. Cool down with the 2 coolers. This did seem to cool down relatively quickly as well. I'm going to aim down. What am I doing here? Why did I get out of the seat? Co-pilot. Oh, I remember why. I'm checking out the turrets. Now that I'm out of Armistice Zone, let's see these turrets, how they operate. There we go. So these guns do recharge. They are not Gatlings, so you're able to continuously fire, and when you run out, you can just let them recharge, and you can have quite a bit of firepower. So you're able to defend yourself for quite a while. If you have a co-pilot shooting while you're maneuvering, this is a fairly defensible ship. Quite quick on the turrets, so even though the ship itself doesn't move really quickly and doesn't maneuver well, as long as you're able to avoid a lot of shots while you are defending yourself with a turret, the turret itself is so quick that I think the ship is not bad as far as a ship to bring into a fight. Back into the pilot seat. We're going to get ourselves to Everest Harbor. Spool up, relatively quick. Aim at Everest Harbor. Calibration, also relatively quick. And cooldown, when we get to Everest Harbor, you can see is almost instantaneous on slow jumps like this. Rolls a little bit slow. We're going to get ourselves lined up so that we're not going to fly into the station, since this ship does not stop on a dime, let's say. Max speed, we're looking like we're getting closer to 650. 638, 640, around 640 seems to be the max speed, but I could probably go a little bit faster. I could probably scroll wheel up just a slight smidge more, so let's say 650 is probably the max speed you're going to expect to get, or thereabouts. Taking a bit of time to slow down.
Thank you.
Using the braking boost. If I turned and faced the other way, I'm sure this would be a lot quicker, but I'm just going to see how this works as far as slowing down. Getting quite close to overheating. With a turnaround, the speed in which we slow down increases greatly. The main thrusters do a great job of stopping the ship. I'm going to request a landing soon, and we're going to head into Everest Harbor with the ship.
Proceed to assigned landing bay.
So I've made a bit of a change here. Instead of going to Everest Harbor, I realized I do want to try to sell the goods that I picked up. So I am heading down here to my favorite city, Lorville. It is a spaceport, one of the easiest ones to find, I find. And so we're heading here. We can see our hangar is opening up right near the front. So everyone standing there looking out the windows can enjoy the view of me coming in. Now, just recently, there was some images, some videos shown of the rework they're planning for this city, making it bigger, making it more massive, but I'm happy to say that I think it's going to be an improvement to the overall city, but it's not going to change the city itself and how easy it is to land here, how easy it is to find it. What I love about the city is still going to remain, so I feel excited about that. Now, coming into a hangar like this, the size of this ship is big but not massive, so it's quite easy to land in a hangar. They usually assign you one that's fairly big. Whoa! And landed, no problem. That might have been a bit heavy. Again, maybe don't look at how I land. You know what? Look at how I land. So we're in, we're safe, we're going to head out of the ship, and we're going to go and sell our goods. Now, of course, I didn't even bother trying the elevator. I'm just going to jump out of the airlock and head to the Central Business District and check it out. So this ship, overall, I mean, don't land like I land. You know, maybe take it a little bit slower, but it's a tough ship. It's a good, strong ship. It's going to be fine. Also, they gave me the plus-size hangar. Plenty of room for landing. So I'm going to go and sell our goods and see what kind of profit I can make on a little bit of a cheap good on a big hauler like this. Here we are in the Central Business District, just heading past the large statues. Everyone's just standing around. No one's walking yet. Interesting. So as we go there, I just like to kind of get to it. Get to my thoughts, my final thoughts of this test of the Argo Raft. And did it deserve to be in the top ships for Best in Show? And does it deserve, in my opinion, to win a Best in Show one year? And currently, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say no to the second part. It is a cool ship. I do think, as far as making the Best in Show, because of its design, because of its usefulness, and that it's really a cool ship, maybe. But it's unfinished at the moment. We're going to do some selling here. Now, first I was in buy and realized I'm in the wrong area here. That's why it was not quite showing up. Got to go to sell. Try this again. We're going to sell our goods. It was about 10,000 when we bought it, and we can now sell it for about 12,000. So we did make a little bit of money on the aluminum here. Not too bad at all, considering this is such a cheap item to buy. But yeah, that was my thought. This ship is a cool ship, but it's unfinished. The issues with the elevator, the fact that some of the buttons have empty strings in the characters when they could just say open or close. This is a ship that CIG needs to finish. It's a ship that has not even got close to a gold standard pass, as much as it's barely got an operating pass. So I don't think it should have won Best in Show. It did not win Best in Show, but I don't think it should have, based on that. Based on the fact that, like many of the other ships that I tried out, it's just not quite there yet. But in the future, this is a cool ship. And like I said, I don't own a raft, but in game, this is totally my type of ship, and a ship that I'd go for and purchase. I don't know how much it costs in game. I'll put that up on the screen here as well. But it's a cool ship. It's a ship that I'll use more when Cargo Refractor is around. I really want to try the control station and see how that works. This is one I'm excited about, and it's a cool ship. So if you've got a raft, let me know in the comments below. What do you think of it? Is the issues that I had fixed, or are they something that's kind of come and gone, or are they something that there's another workaround besides jumping out of the airlock? Let me know, because again, with the upcoming free fly with the Expo, I'll be taking various ships out. I can always take this one out again and give it a second look. So the next ship we're going to look at, one of the other final ships. Haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet, but look forward to that. Look forward to the last few ships that made it into the round of Best in Show. We're going to get all the way up to the final two, but those will be the last two that I focus on. So until then, and until next time, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon in the verse. Goodbye, everybody.